Another season, another issue of the Undertale Deltarune Newsletter. This time it's the summer edition. We have some sprites made by Toby to show off the summer theme before moving right into a Deltarune progress update. Toby says that chapter 3 is the main focus for the team, but there are a few working on bullet patterns and puzzles for the later chapters. Chapter 3 is coming close to being fully playable, with the final area being made right now, something similar to the card castle from chapter 1 in length. The song for this area was composed all the way back in 2016. Toby says that chapter 3 is quite complicated, so it's been difficult laying everything out, but now that things are clearer, it should be easy just to fix bugs, but many pieces have been polished already, so it won't be too bad. Included is an image of Toby in a steamroller, which is a reference to the text in the paragraph, and he's running over the TV, which pretty much confirms the TV is the Dark World, as most people speculated at the end of chapter 2. He says that this chapter is going to be a strange one, and the gameplay is going to be a bit unusual with a less story focus, but chapter 4 will be a much more standard chapter. Along with these are images of Susie and Rolsey with like a rock melon, a cantaloupe, or a durian, I don't know, it's sprouting out of their heads with potentially a propeller on top. This could be referencing the unusual gameplay, so I honestly think that it's propeller. This makes it seem like chapter 3 is actually a lot further away than we thought. I predicted in a video that October 31st, 2023 would be the release date, but honestly, I don't think it's going to release this year anymore. Moving on, we've got some unused Undertale content, which is Sans eating ice cream. This sprite is still in the game's files, I believe, and was supposed to be used if you were speedrunning the pacifist route. Think of something like a Metroid, where if you beat the game quicker, the ending actually changes, so Sans, if you were quick, instead of giving you the whole judgment speech, would actually just eat ice cream. The scene was fully recreated, and I'll leave a link to the video in the description, but I'll give a quick summary. It's basically just 2 minutes of Sans eating ice cream in place of the regular judgment scene. Sans has to finish his ice cream because Frisk got there early, so he says that you're not in a rush and finishes it. Trumpets start playing while Sans starts eating, locking the player in place. This goes on for about a minute and a half. Sans gives some jokes about ice cream and being slow, and then lets you go. Toby said that he likes the concept, but just didn't put it in. There's also a little spammed gif of him flying around included here too. The next section is music based, and he references how last time was about a song getting into a rhythm game, but this time his song didn't make it in. He was asked to create a song but didn't know what to make the song about with having any emotional ties through a character or story. So instead he drops this banger about a factory of dogs getting hit on the head with giant cartoon squeaky hammers. I'll play it now. It wasn't included because they're imagining something slightly different, but he still wants to repurpose and finish the song, as well as create another song for that game. I personally think this is a banger though. Next up is an update for his music video, The Greatest Living Show, which got 1 million views in the time between the 2 newsletters, as well as the art book being printed, which you can still buy physically and digitally, with physical copies shipping in September. We also get to hear about Toby Fox's voice acting debut in We Baby Bears, a show on Cartoon Network. He plays a shy skeleton named Jared in the 2nd episode of the 2nd season.
Oh, sorry about that. I just get nervous easily. You see, I just fell off the ship.
You mean that ship?
He said it was always a dream of his, so he said yes to doing it instantly. He says that he tried doing something a bit different from his normal voice, and that his normal voice is already in his games, in the form of Task Manager and Queen, among other things. Finally, the big thing to end on was the interview with Papyrus. I won't be reading the entire thing because we'll be here all day, but we'll leave a link to it in the description. They make a lot of jokes, but the question I'll highlight here is from Facade Cake, and they ask what Papyrus's life was like before Snowden. He says that there was green grass but gets cut off by Sans. He asks Sans to finish the question, but he just ends it, refusing to elaborate. And look, all I'm saying is hometown is green grass, but so does Plants vs Zombies, so I don't really know what this means, but maybe it does confirm that Papyrus was living in hometown before Undertale. That could add to that theory, but we don't know for sure. We get a gif of Birdie blowing a leaf onto Noelle while she's reading, and we actually have the concept art of this because Toby Fox tweeted it out earlier in the month, along with this image of Chris, Susie, and Rolsey. He advertises the Sans Nendoroid with a clickbait thumbnail I'm very jealous of, and that's the end of the newsletter. We end with a lovely gif of Undyne looking out the window. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the rundown in this newsletter. Subscribe to my channel if you want more Deltarune stuff, and remember to sign up for the newsletter in case you haven't. This one wasn't actually sent out to many people when I got it. I had to email it to a few friends, so I hope this video did actually help you in understanding the contents. Have a nice day and goodbye.